Good afternoon, one and all here. Yes,
Good
guys.
afternoon.
So I welcome everyone over here for our webinar on problem analysis, a case study. And we have an eminent personality among us, that is Pooja. She is an assistant professor, Department of Data Science, Prasanna School of Public Health, Manipal Academy of Higher Education. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just a quick introduction about that she is graduated. She is graduated from Agriculture Science, Dharwad, University of Agriculture Science, Dharwad, BSc in Agriculture. And she did her post-graduation from University of Agriculture Sciences, Bangalore, MSc in Agriculture Statistics. And as well, she is a PhD in Biostatistics, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Manipal. So with this background, I guess it is an immense pleasure to have Pooja ma'am with us here. And I guess the student can have insights because yesterday you people had feedback from the stakeholder, and already you people have visited the field and did some research background on the problem statements that has been given to you all. So with Pooja ma'am, today you can have a lot of insights, and so we shall begin, ma'am.
Yes, not an
Yeah,
issue.
over to you.
Okay. I just need a quick introduction from the students, if they don't mind, just to get what is their background. In BSc, are they from the same university or a college?
Same college.
Okay, they are all BSc in.
Anushri?
BSc in
Yeah, Hemant.
honors.
Yeah.
BSc in honors.
Pardon? Sorry.
BSc in honors.
Okay. Okay. So, fine. We will start with the problem analysis. Is it okay? Or you need any time to settle so that you can ask any personal issue, questions to me?
I guess we would start with the problem analysis. So probably we can have a
Okay.
Q&A in between also. And students, feel free to raise your hand. There is an option, raise your
Yes.
hand or drop a text in the chat box so we can take up the question to ma'am.
Yes. That is one of the important technique to solve the problem, okay? Asking the right question, okay? I think I don't need to introduce again. So by now you got to know I am an agriculturalist come a statistician. Okay, today I'm going to briefly discuss about problem analysis using some case studies. Okay, so overall in this we will see what is problem analysis. Then we will look into the steps involved in problem analysis. What are all the different methods available to solve a problem? Okay, and we will look into 2 or 3 problems that were solved, and we will see how they got solved. And then we will discuss on specific to your 2 case studies that you are working on. Okay. So now, what are the natural way of solving problem in day-to-day life? Okay. So if I say, assume that you have planned to go for a some grocery shopping or clothes shopping. Okay. Suddenly it starts raining. So what will you do? Please interact with me.
Guys, do reply.
See, you have planned to go out, okay? It suddenly starts raining. What will you do? I will call the names. I have recorded your names. Anyone? Radhika? Are you there? You unmute yourself and talk. Rakshita? You there? Who is there? Unmute yourself and respond.
I guess they might be hesitant as of now. Probably
No.
they might join.
Yeah, it's okay. Just tell me, suppose you imagine the situation, you are supposed to go out, it starts raining. What will you do? It is just a basic thing. Okay?
Guys, anyone can unmute and answer.
Yes. Won't you use your umbrella?
Hemant, Aftab.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can use your umbrella, one way. Another way is you can take your car and go, right? If you are not accessible to your car, you can book a taxi and go, okay, if it is badly needed. Otherwise, you can also ask your friend who has a car to come and pick you so that you can finish your shopping. Another way is you will just look into the like how badly you go for you need to go for a shopping. Okay, if it all like it is not that necessary, you just wanted to go and it is not needed. Okay, there is a difference between want and needs, right? Okay, so you can just postpone it to some other day when it will be convenient, there will not be rain and all. Okay, so these are the possible ways to solve that problem. Problem was you were supposed to go out, but suddenly it starts raining. That was the problem. So you had these many options, right? So this is a simple example of problem and solving. Okay. Similarly, for any problem, there will not be any one particular way to solve a problem. Okay. There will be multiple ways. It depends on the person who is solving. Okay. For their convenient, they will choose a method and they will go with the problem solving this one procedure. Okay. So before going into so detail about a problem analysis theoretically, okay, let us take one case study, okay, on food security in India. You all know, because you are from humanity background, okay, rural development is a complex problem in India. Okay, so if you see some rural areas will not be like, if you look into 5 years back, the rural setup, okay, there were many villages, they were not having a proper electricity, not even drinking water source, like good proper drinking water source, even roads were not there. So all those things, if you look into the rural life, like you can't solve one problem keeping other problems same. Okay, so it is like complex web. To solve one problem, you have to work on other problem also, only then it will lead to the rural development. Okay, so what government of India thought is, it decided to take up some developmental projects. Okay, if government has decided to take up developmental activities, what would be the first step taken up by the government? Again, you have to interact with me. Now, anyone, what do you think a government might have taken? Like in the beginning, it have taken up which step?
Can you repeat the question?
See, government has decided to take up some developmental program. Okay, means to increase the status of the rural areas. Okay, what would be the first step government has taken? What is the first procedure to take up any programs or policies?
They would have first surveyed, collected the information. They would have first done a small survey. They would have collected the information.
Yes.
Then they would have analyzed.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
a small awareness campaign might have been set up.
Yes. So you are saying like we have a particular scientific word for that. That is a preliminary analysis. Okay. Before taking up actual intervention or any programs or anything in a particular area where you want to do the research or anything, you will just first look into the area. Okay, you collect a little information regarding how it is there, what are all the conditions persisting, all those things. So it all comes under preliminary studies. Okay, so what it decides is, first, it will list out all the rural areas, that backward rural areas. Okay. Then it will decide to take up some research. Research like to gather the information, like what are all the problems faced by the villagers or households within the village. Okay, it will, because every village, every household will have their own problems. Okay, it is not same from one village to another village. Okay, some village may have a very good water sources, but they may lack electricity. Some villages may have a good electricity connection and all, but they lack transport, roads and all. Okay, some may not have any of these. Okay, so the problems in a village or a household differs from one village to another village, one household to another household. So what it does is, first it will consider few rural areas, so few villages it will list down. So within that village, it starts listing the problems faced by those rural areas. Okay, so then it will call the experts. Then they will start prioritizing which problem has to be dealt quickly. Okay, which problem can left unsolved, means over the time we will solve, but right now we have to see which is more problematic. So those problems we prioritize, we will work on reducing those problems. Then once we are done with the main problem, then we will look into other problems. Okay, so here I have given the first step is to carry out a preliminary study in the rural areas, listing the common problems faced by the rural areas. Then we will prioritize. Then we will decide on which problem we have to work on. Okay. So for this developmental activity to take up, what Government of India decided is food shortage is the major problem faced by rural areas. So they have decided that they have to work on this problem. Okay. So then they considered the villagers and they asked the question, why they are facing food insecurity? Okay. So then they got to know some doesn't have money to buy food. That is why there is a food shortage. And then though there are some families, they are actually growing the food, but the thing is it is not enough. That is because low agricultural productivity. Okay, so whatever they are growing is not sufficient for a family. Okay, so this no money to buy food, that is one of the reasons why they are facing food shortage. And for this one, low agricultural productivity, that is another reason. Okay, this they got to know by inquiring with the people residing in the rural areas. Okay, so then that no money to buy food, that will be another problem. Again, you can go on finding the reasons why they don't have money, like it can lead to unemployment or unemployment. Then they have to dig deeper. Okay, so that will be another problem analysis. So let us concentrate on the people who said low agricultural productivity. Okay, then we will see why the agricultural productivity is very low in spite of putting all the inputs. Okay, that may be one is there is no proper irrigation facility for those people. Though they are growing, like they are cultivating the lands, they are not properly giving a irrigation. Only when you provide a proper irrigation, you can get a good crop, right? So that is one of the reason. Some people said that they don't have a irrigation facility. So that is why they are not getting a good yield. Then some people said the soil fertility is very low, means it is an innate problem of a soil. Okay, or another thing may be because they are not providing a proper fertilizer. I think you heard of urea and all those things. Okay, so they are not actually giving a proper fertilizer to those this one. So in turn, your soil is deficient in the this one nutrients, so which is leading to the reduced crop yield. Okay, another one reason may be crop varieties are inappropriate, because some of the varieties will suit for some of the region villages, some may not give a good yield in those villages. Okay, but what will happen in rural area is they will ask the other farmer like which variety they are actually using for cultivation. They will think that they will also buy that one because they have seen the another farmer getting a good yield using that particular variety, but it is actually not suitable for their land. Okay, so that will be another reason why you are getting a low production. Okay, your variety that you have chosen is not appropriate for your land. Okay, So again, those three reasons have different way of dealing with. Okay, let us consider low soil fertility was the maximum reported reason. Okay, so then we will see why the soil is not fertile. Okay, one is lack of organic matter, means you are not actually giving a organic matter there. Okay, you are just growing and growing, you are not putting anything to the soil. Okay, only when you give back to the soil, then only it will become a fertile. If you are just harvesting this one crop. Any doubts? Okay, so lack of organic matter was one of the reason why the soil was not fertile. Then the soil erosion. I think everyone knows what is soil erosion, right? Anyone who doesn't know what is soil erosion? Guys?
Yes, ma'am. We know.
Everyone knows, right? What is soil erosion? That flow, our first layer of the soil will be taken off by the rain, heavy rain. Okay, so because we know that only 15 centimeter of the top soil is I don't know what is the exact measure. Only top soil is the fertile one, we will say. Okay, because of heavy rain, if it is washed off, okay, that is called as soil erosion. Okay, that is the one of the reason why our soil has become unfertile. Okay, and some people have said that there is like that soil from the beginning only, it is not fertile at all. Okay, we can't do anything for the soils which are actually from the beginning, they are not fertile. Okay, so we will consider soil erosion. Okay, that is the major maximum people reported that soil erosion is the main reason why they are not getting a good fertile soil. Okay, so now we will look why the soil erosion is happening in those regions. Okay, so when we looked into the reason why it is leading to the soil erosion, one was poor agricultural practices. Okay, whatever the way that farmer is cultivating in the land, okay, that is not proper, it is not scientific method. Okay, another one is there is no erosion control. Okay, there are some methods where we can control the erosion, but farmers are not practicing that one. Okay, that is one of the reason why they are actually their soil is eroding. Okay, which in turn is causing the soil infertility, which thereby is leading to the low production. So the family is facing the shortage of food. That is how it is linked. Okay, so another reason for soil erosion is overgrazing. Okay, so so these are the actual problems. Like we had a general problem, that is food insecurity or food shortage, which we have seen. Okay, but person didn't even thought that these are the real problems. We being an expert in solving the problem, we will take the problem that is visible, we will go in detail to find the actual problem. Okay, that we ended up with a specific problem, that is poor agricultural practices in the villages is one of the problem that is leading to the food insecurity, and no erosion control, that is one of the problem that is leading to the food shortage, and overgrazing, that is another problem that is leading to the food insecurity. Okay, so this whole procedure, this is how we break down our actual problem into smaller and smaller problems. Okay, so once we end up why it is like what caused our problem, we can work on those specific problems which will in turn help us in solving the actual problem. Okay, so when they got to know there is no erosion control in the fields, government has decided to take up this one developmental programs on promoting contour bunds. That is one of the agricultural method where agricultural practice method which will help in controlling the soil erosion, and vegetative measures. Okay, that is another method. Then diversion drain and gully plug. Okay, these are all the different developmental solutions that government came up in promoting. While if we promote these methods, these solutions, then the family may get a good production. That was one of their intention. So overall, they had a problem called food insecurity or food shortage in the rural areas, and this is the way they have solved the food shortage problem. Okay. Any doubts till now?
No, understood.
Okay, so we can go with further, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is one of the example of problem solving. Okay. So this is like, as I said, you can use different methods to solve the problem. Here they continuously started questioning each of the causes. Okay. For food insecurity, one of the cause was low agricultural productivity. Then again they questioned why it is happening. That is because of low soil fertility. Okay. Then again they question why low soil fertility is happening. So they started questioning each of the cause, and they ended up with the main cause, which further they can't question. Okay. No, there is no erosion control. Means why they can't, because they are not aware of many agricultural practices. Okay. Then they got to know. So then they came up with the solutions. Okay. This is one of the way how we have to solve the problem. Okay. So a famous personality has said that the ability to ask the right question is more than half the battle of finding the answer. Okay, that is why we should be very attentive to ask. If someone says, then we have to carefully question why it is happening. Okay, like we should have a child mentality, because if you have noticed, children will have the tendency of questioning until they get satisfied with our explanation. Okay, that is how being a researcher, or to say you are an expert in problem solving, you should know when to question, where to question, at which particular point you have to question. Okay. So now let us go to the theoretical part of problem analysis. Okay. One of the expert, yes, don't mind. Okay. Yeah. So one of the expert in the problem analysis, Cohort Wizard, has said that the problem analysis can be defined as dissecting and thoroughly studying a problem with the objective to understand how the problem emerged and how it grew to its current proportions. Okay, what made this problem to be in this position? Okay, what are all the reasons? Okay, reasons are nothing but the causes, like what caused that problem. Okay, first we will see what made that problem to rise, then we will find solutions to those. Okay, this whole process is called problem analysis. Okay, the problem analysis is of prime importance with regard to project planning, since it strongly influences the design of all possible interventions. Okay, see, if you look into this problem, food insecurity problem. Okay, so if suddenly government has decided to take up any other, like government had no clue to what problem it has to work on, and even it had no idea how to solve that problem. Okay, through the proper problem analysis procedure, they came up to the conclusion on which area they have to work to solve the food insecurity problem. This is one of the this one application of problem analysis, where you will end up with the with the answers for where to work on to solve a so and so problem. Okay. When it comes to types of organizational problems, it can be a technical problem. You can face some process problem, then policy problem, functional problem, and so on. Okay, so each of the problem have their own way of solving. Okay, we are not going in detail about what is technical problem or process problem and so on. Okay, so now see, broadly I have put down some of the steps involved in problem analysis. Okay, first you have to define the framework, means exactly which setup you are working on. Okay, and who are the subject of analysis, whom you are going and meeting, on what object you are conducting a study. Okay, that you have to define. Then you have to identify the identification of problems faced by target groups and beneficiaries. Okay, we will see how we will identify the problems faced by the target groups. Okay, so here our in the previous example, subject of analysis were villagers. Okay, the people living in rural areas were our subject of analysis. Okay, while talking to them, while interacting with them, we got to know the different problems they are facing. Okay, so we have only when we talk to the subject of analysis, we will realize what are all the problems, what are all the reasons why they are facing a problem. Okay, that is very important. Then visualization of the problem in the form of a diagram called a problem tree to help analyze and clarify cause-effect relationship. We will look into these steps in detail so you will understand. It is just theoretical aspect I have put in a slide. Okay. Yeah, this is how problem tree looks. Okay, problem tree will have 3 parts, just like any other tree. Okay, so if I say it is a tree, it will have a trunk, it will have root, it will have branches. Okay, here also I have. Okay, so in problem analysis, okay, concept, trunk is the portion where we will write our problem. Okay, the roots signifies the causes of those problem or problems. Okay, and the branches will represent the effect that were produced from the problem. Okay, so here I have given an example of pollution, river pollution. Okay, so the lake pollution was my problem. Along with that, soil pollution was my problem. Okay, so the causes of pollution was tourism. Okay, and solid waste management was very poor, so everyone were dumping their waste in the rivers and the drainage system, which again it used to carry to the rivers. That is how this river got polluted. So when it comes to actually we dumped everything to the rivers. Okay, because of river pollution, we again had the consequences like pollution of environment. Okay, and loss of biodiversity in the river, water ecosystem. So those are all the effects that were resulted from the problem, that is river pollution. Okay, that will be my branches. Okay, so this is with respect to river pollution. In the similar manner, for any problem, you can represent it in a problem tree. Okay, just you have to put your problem in the trunk, and you will have you have to decide what are all the causes that were related to those problems. Then you will put it in a root portion. Okay, so what were all the effect or consequences because of those problems and causes? Those effects you can mention in the branches. Okay, this you can utilize in while solving your case studies. Okay, so I said verifying the subject of analysis is first step in problem analysis. Okay, so this should be performed by engaging the stakeholders by means of the following, like interview, meeting, and observation. Okay, that you have done. I heard you have done that. Okay, so then identification of problems related to subject. Okay, brainstorming, that is 3 or more group of people having the same. Yes,
I'm sorry to interrupt. The slide is not
Yeah.
getting changed.
Now
Slide.
in which slide it is there?
Food security, food shortage, ma'am.
Oh,
Yeah, now it's getting changed. Yeah.
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 Sorry,
Thank you.
I will just show the same slides. Okay, yeah, only till here you could see, no, food insecurity and food shortage.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the next slide was, I put that quote here. Okay, the ability to ask the right question is more than half the battle of finding the answer. Okay, so I gave the technical definition of problem analysis in the next slide. Then different problems with respect to organizations. Okay, then I broadly gave the steps in problem analysis. Okay, so I depicted one of the problem tree. This is how the problem tree looks. Okay, the trunk, root, branches. So now we came to the next step. The first step in problem analysis, that was to verify the subject of analysis, that you will decide. Okay, So next step is you have to identify the problems faced by the subjects. Okay, that you can get either by brainstorming, like you will, a group of 3 or 4 members, you will sit and talk and exchange the views about particular situation. Then you will come to know that what are all the different problems they are facing. Okay, I think this also you have done because you have decided the topic you are working on. Okay. So now, once you are ready with the problem to deal with, okay, you have many ways, as I said, you have many technical ways to solve the problem. Okay, if you go in a scientific way, you have a force field analysis. That is one of the method to solve a problem. Okay, fishbone analysis, cause and effect trial, critical instance analysis, 5 eyes, interrelationship diagram. Okay, so these are all the different procedures to solve a problem. Okay, in this webinar we are going to look mainly concentrate on 5 eyes and fishbone analysis. Okay, yeah, first let us see what
Can
is
you change the slide?
Pardon?
Slide is not getting changed again.
Yeah, slide is getting stuck, I suppose. You are probably using auto share this thing, right?
No, I'm sharing like can you tell me any other alternatives I have to try so that there will not be any problem? Which slide you can see now?
No, nothing. You can just major techniques of problem analysis.
Yes,
Now
yes.
it
Yeah.
was just changed.
Okay, this.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. So now can you see I have changed the slide to 5 eyes. I think it is network problem. It is taking time to change.
Yeah, might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the presentation.
Yes.
So you can change it now, manually.
Yes, actually I'm manually changing. When I'm going to the next slide, I'm clicking on it.
Okay, you use arrow marks,
Now,
arrow keys.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Now, can you say which slide is visible for you people now?
it's in 5
It's still in
eyes.
the 5 eyes.
Yeah. It is in 5 eyes.
5 eyes.
Okay, now we change to this one. Again, the pictorial representation. Now it is in which slide?
5 eyes itself.
Example of 5 eyes.
Probably due to network issue, it might be taking a longer time.
Yes. Oh. What to do now? Is it okay if I continue?
Yeah, you can continue. Meanwhile, we'll see how the slide can be changed.
Can I post my slides to the students so they can automatically change themselves? Like they can go through the slides while I am speaking.
You can just share it with me. I'll just forward it in the group.
Yes.
And we'll try it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
You can quickly use the arrow keys as well, downward arrow, so that it changes.
Yeah. I'm using that, but maybe it is because of my network, because usually I don't get
Oh,
my
okay.
network in the department, personal network.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, because the slide is still in 5 eyes. Just an explanation of 5 eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can share it with
I
me
just
in
closed
email
it.
so that I'll.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just doing that. Yes, yes. Just
Okay.
I'm checking whether everything is proper. I just now shared.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, shall we start now with the 5 whys?
Yes, better.
Yes. Okay, so this problem analysis technique was developed by Sakichi Toyodo. I think everyone is like aware of him. Okay, so for the probing further and further into an identified problem, so as to trace the line of causality through diverse levels of effects to the key cause. Okay, when you look into the definition of 5 whys, it is really confusing, but the previous example, what we have seen, where they started questioning why it is happening, why low soil fertility, why soil erosion, why no erosion control. Okay, this procedure is nothing but 5 whys. Okay, there may not be 5 whys there, but there is no hard and fast rule that you must have 5 whys. Okay, it can be any number of whys until you can't further question. Okay, ultimately you will stop there. Okay, that is why it is named as 5 whys. You will ask question like why it is happening, why it is happening, why it is happening, until you reach in a particular situation where you can't further question. Okay, that is one of the way of solving a problem. Okay, that you are having. So yeah. So here I have pictorially represented how the 5 whys problem solving method works. Okay, first you define the problem, then you will ask why it is happening. Okay, then you will get some answer, then again you will question why it is so. Okay, why that cause A, then you will question, then you will get an answer for that, then again you will question why. You will keep on questioning until no more further explanation you are getting for that particular reason. Okay, so in that case you will stop and you will try to take a counter action for that. So if you solve a particular condition, you can improve over your problem. Okay, we will see one example. Okay, suppose in a manufacturing company there was a leakage. Okay, that is oil leaking. They have seen that problem in 2 of the machines. Okay, so now the problem is the 2 machines are leaking oil. Okay, so now for this problem they want to take up a they want to find a solution. Okay, assume that they used a problem analysis procedure to solve this problem. Okay, so as I said, the moment I say it is a problem analysis, first you have to identify who are the subject of analysis, with whom you are going to discuss the problem. Okay, so for this problem, which is the 2 machines are leaking oil, the subject of analysis is team of maintenance technicians. Okay, those are the person who are answerable for particular leakage in the machine. Okay, so now problem is clearly defined. Okay, we will start with asking why it is happening, means why there is a leakage in the machine. Okay, so now this is how problem solving looks when you are using 5 whys. Okay, why are the machines leaking oil? This was the first question asked. Okay, to the this one technicians. Okay, we will ask technicians why it is happening, why machines are leaking the oil. So he will say the seal seems to have deteriorated. That is one of the reason. Okay, they guessed it. Okay, if that is the reason they have given, then they will question again, why did the seals deteriorate? Okay, so for this, they got a counter reaction. They hadn't been replaced in a while. Okay, so they have been using the same seals. Okay, so now why hadn't the seals been replaced? That is my another why for a previous counter reaction. Okay, so now they will say the work orders to replace them hadn't been completed. Okay, so now why were not the work orders completed? Means they have sent the notification, but those notifications or request hasn't been approved. Okay, so now they will say why it is not completed. So the seals were not in stock in our storeroom. Okay, means they have requested for replacing the seal and they sent a request, and what happened is the person who has to approve, he went back to the storeroom and they checked for a stock of that seal and it was not there. So since the seals were not available in the storeroom, they didn't approve, so they couldn't replace the seal, which in turn is causing a leakage. Okay, then again I can question, why were not the seals in stock? Okay, because we are running a big factory, we must make sure that we have a proper raw material. Okay, so why were not the seals in the stock? So then they will say we ran out before ordering more. Okay, so before even placing the order, they ran out of it. Okay, so why did we run out of the stock? That is another question. Okay, the minimum or something amount which was needed was set too low in the maintenance management. Like it is a financial, there was a financial issue, they will say. So now they will question why that minimum amount set too low. Okay, so for that they answered, we were trying to keep costs down by setting it lower. Okay, they were trying to reduce the cost of manufacturing. Okay, so they finally ended up, what is the main reason for the leakage, okay, in the machinery? This is how the problem solving procedure works when you are using a 5 whys. Okay, we keep on questioning until we reach a situation where we can't further question, because it is a matter of reducing a manufacturing cost. Okay, if you ask him, why are you trying to reduce a manufacturing cost, it is a foolish thing. Okay, because everyone tries to reduce a manufacturing cost. So in order to, like, everyone will like, that is the best thing, no? When we are producing or a manufacturer, we have to reduce the cost of manufacturing, so in order to get a profit. Okay, so this is one way how we can solve the problem by using a 5 whys. Okay, so here, if you have noticed in the previous example, they have used whys more than 5 times. Okay, as I said, there is no hard and fast rule to say that you have to use only 5 whys to reach the solution. Okay, you can use it until you cannot question further. Okay, so this is 5 whys. Any doubts in 5 whys analysis?
No.
Okay, so this last one, okay, I know it is 3:52, sorry, we are running out of time. Okay, now fishbone analysis. This was given by one of the Japanese professor. Okay, it is given by Keiro Ishikawa. Okay, it is a methodical way of determining the causes that contribute to an identified effect. Okay, here we will deal with the causes and effect, just like how we have dealt in a problem tree. Okay, it is also known as cause and effect analysis. Okay, so applying fishbone analysis. Okay, there is a procedure to use this fishbone analysis to solve the problem. Okay, first draw the fishbone diagram. I will show you in the next slide how the fishbone diagram looks like. Okay, then list the problem at the head of that fish. Okay, if you have noticed in problem tree, the trunk portion where we have mentioned our problem. Okay, whereas in fishbone analysis, in the head of the fish, okay, we will mention our problem. Okay, then label each bone of the fish in one of the following. It is too technical. Okay, I'm not going so deeper and deeper. It is like for each of the bone, you will attach the causes. Okay, instead there for the roots, you have mentioned the causes, right? Here, instead of like, since fishes will have a bones, for each of the bone you will mention the causes. Okay, thereby you will mention the effect. Okay, I'll show you here. Yeah, see. So here the problem or issue, is my slide visible now? Which slide it is?
It's still in 5 eyes. I'll just
Oh,
try
shit.
to share from my end.
Yes, I think everyone have access to that PPT, right?
Yes, they have access to the PPT, as well as I'll try to
Yes.
share from my end.
Okay.
Let's see that whether I can,
Yes. Because I think for their case studies, I felt 5 eyes is better, considering problem tree and 5 eyes they can achieve. So I thought I will explain 5 eyes in the beginning.
yeah. Now we can see, use brainstorming to identify 20-second slide. Okay, yeah, we moved on
Yes,
anyway.
yes. This is how fishbone analysis cut diagram looks like. Okay. Yes. So once you end up with the causes of each of the problem, you have to work on how to mitigate those causes. That is the ultimate way how you are going to solve the problem. Okay. So problem analysis is until you find the finest cause of that problem. Okay. So now we quickly go to the discussion on the case studies that you are working on. Okay. So first case study was whitefly infection in southern India, right? People who are working with whitefly infection, you can tell me the updates that you have got by now. Like which area they are facing more whitefly infection, all those things. General information.
Ma'am, the people who are growing their plants in the warmer regions are facing this problem, and
Okay.
this is not the thing in forest areas and all. The people who are growing in the city side, they have
Okay.
this problem majorly, ma'am.
Okay. So as of now, you dealt only with the farmers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't consulted any of the horticulturalists or subject experts, like who are working with the coconut trees or something, right?
Yes, ma'am. I met a person who was engineering, who has done his
Okay.
engineering 12 years ago, and he is
Okay.
also like farming, and he have lot much of experience, and he's also a farmer, ma'am.
Okay. What did he say why they are facing whitefly? Is it seasonal? Did you try to say, discover any seasonalities there in whitefly outburst?
No, ma'am. Like that person was like, instead of discarding the problem, we should just go to the root of the problem and try to discard the problem itself.
Yes. Okay. So to discard the problem, first they have to see on which season it is coming. Okay. That is one of the, like whenever you are working with a agriculture related problem, no, if it is a crop or yield related problem, we have to mainly look into the seasonality of that problem. Okay. That is one of the, root cause. Okay. Seasonal variation, they are like very much because agriculture depends on climate, right? That is why first look into the seasonality of that occurrence of whitefly. Okay, so the person who said they are going we have to look into the root cause of that. Did he give any hints like how we can mitigate that one?
No, ma'am, not it.
Okay, okay. So why it is happening? At least did he give the explanation why it is happening?
Yes, ma'am, because of the natural adaptations of the plants.
Okay.
Like when we compare to a forest area and the city areas, this is not the problem in these forest areas because they have the natural habitations.
Okay.
So this might be the major cause. The white flies usually come from the air source, no ma'am.
Yes.
So he thought that's the main problem, and I'm on the research for the same, ma'am.
Okay, okay. See, one of the best way to collect a reason for one particular thing, no, you have to go through the main books, textbooks, okay? Because if you see, agricultural practice handbook will be there. Okay, if you want, you can get it in University of Agricultural Sciences Dharwad ka website. Okay, they will have like a complete package of like how practice. Okay, agricultural practices for each of the crop they have mentioned. Also, they will mention different pests that that may come for a particular agricultural crop, how to control it, all those things actually. And another thing is you can go through different number of literatures available on whitefly. What causes whitefly outbreak? Okay, in different crops, it will have a different reasons to occur. Okay, you have to find the reason for it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I went through the title of your causes, no, this one case study for coconut trees when the infection is at its peak, high pressure water is. I think no one is using this high pressure. I don't know how many are using this sprinkling of water. Okay, because height is one of the issue to work with the coconut. This one tree, right? You can't reach the length of the leaves. One thing, okay. What kind of solution you are planning to achieve? What is your objective of the this one problem?
Ma'am, I thought of preparing cards like for now we have yellow cards which is coated with petroleum jelly and which attracts the white flies without going into the bottom or surface of the leaves. So I'm planning to do something like that, ma'am.
Dear, working with the cards is one of the problem because you are like you have to put it in like it is a airborne, like it is carried by air and wind, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Try to look for different other alternatives, because what I felt is one of the suggestion I can give you is portable water tank in case if they are actually practicing water spray. Okay, usually they can't practice that one. Okay. In case if they are practicing portable water tank, and instead you can work on the control like biocontrol agents. Have you heard of that? Biocontrol agents?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You can think of those things and altering the cultural practices involved in coconut plantation. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure how much it is useful for you, but these are some of my ideas where you can work on. Okay, so to find a good alternatives for these things, it is better to go through the different literatures available on this one. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. For another this one, next question was. Yes, the mid portion of a coconut frond called the rachis is currently treated as an agricultural waste. It used as fuel in open kitchens and burnt in landfills, significantly leading air pollution. Keeping in mind the natural physical properties that the rachis has, find a better use for it. Okay, so the people who are working with it, can you tell me the progress? Like, only if you want to share, that's it. Who is working with this case study?
I guess Hemant and Ajay, Suyoj.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Hemant.
So we are working on this coconut tree waste case study.
Okay.
So what we are trying to do now is analyze what is the major waste coming out from a coconut tree.
Okay.
But in the problem statement, it is mentioned that coconut tree waste, particularly ratchets. Like now it has been when we went for a field visit. Now it has been like what we observed and what the person who was there told us. Like they're basically using that as a alternate fossil fuel for burning, cooking, all those purpose. We are still in the secondary research of what has to be done, like what are the alternatives, like what can we do, all those things.
Okay. So when it comes to my opinion, I have some 3 suggestions where we can use it. Okay.
Yes,
If it is useful, you can take
sure.
them and work on that. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the ways you can use it to give us support for a tomato plants and all. Tomato growing people, if they are also like people with this one coconut trees and like coconut farm, if they are growing any vegetables, it can be used
Yes.
for a stocking, giving a support.
Yes.
Okay. And another one is we can use them for constructing a temporary huts.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And if we chop it properly and put it in a compost, and if we use some this one, we have agents that promote a good manuring. Okay, if we put them, it will be really a good manure. Okay.
Yes.
Proper chopping, and that I think they are making, like dumping in one pit and leaving it there, right?
Yes.
So, and we can actually build a coconut storage unit using it, and the shelf life of ratchets is till 2 years.
Okay.
Like as I said, temporary huts, we can also use the same ratchets, okay, and we can properly create a this one structure. If you have seen the godowns to fill coconut and all, no, dried coconuts.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can use it, because I heard it is like it will be good in a good condition for almost 2 years.
So what if
yeah.
it gets wet? I mean, like, what if it is exposed to environment and it rains? So will that be a problem?
No, that is why I said if you are using it for a compost preparation or manure, no, you have to cut it very finely. Okay, it means
Okay.
it won't degrade so quickly. Decaying property of ratchets is very slow. Okay, that is
Okay.
one of the advantage where you can use for constructing this structure. So even if it is exposed to rain and all, okay, it won't get yeah, it will be in a proper condition for almost 2 years.
Okay.
More than 2 years, I don't think so. Yeah, it can withstand those this one climatic changes, raining, then getting dried, all those things. So for that, you can research on how in the different regions or the countries where actually the coconut growing, like we will be having a coconut growing countries, no, which are very good, highest producer of coconuts and copra and all. So there you go through the articles whether they are using any other methods for that, or yeah, usually for that, we have to look into the chemical composition of ratchets. Depending on the decaying this one, yeah, we can try different usage, this one, applications or something.
Yes.
Any questions?
Can we convert this in a form of a biodegradable paper
Yeah.
packaging?
Can you tell me? Pardon? You
Can
speak
we,
little louder.
yeah, can we convert this ratchets into a form of biodegradable paper for packaging, or a biodegradable cover, or like?
Maybe you can discuss with any of the engineering friends, because I myself doesn't know, like I have no idea how that can be implemented. Okay, because yeah, chemical property and all matters for that. Okay, but you can definitely look into it by consulting a proper subject expert. You can talk to them and see whether it can be used.
Okay.
Yeah. Hope. I think we can end the webinar here.
I have a small question.
Yes.
Ma'am, you said that coconut ratchets can be used as for a temporary building material, right?
Yes. A hut or something. Yes.
Yeah. So, is there a possibility wherein we can induce some, oils or raisins into the coconut ratchets when it is not completely dry, and try to build the structural stability of the ratchets itself so that it can be used as a long-term building material in as compared to using, and I'm not comparing it with steel, but
Yeah, actually, you know what? We can work on, but for that, we have to calculate the cost involved in it. Okay. Only if it is feasible, we will go for it. What if the cost involved to make it that sustainable? Okay, involves lot of cost, right? But we can definitely work on that one. But we had to look into the what kind of oil material you are going to use, like all the raw materials that it needs to make it that strong. Okay, so if we can, everything depends on how you are handling with respect to cost involvement, that plays a strong role there.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can think of it. That is one of the. Okay, Sumesh, sir.
Yes.
Sir, Shavin?
Sure, ma'am, sure. Guys, is there any other questions, or we'll wind up, because I guess, ma'am, you have a further commitments, I guess. I
Yes.
do understand. So we'll do one thing, guys, whatever questions is there in your mind, just write it down and share it with me so that I can mail ma'am and she can reply us back. That would
Yes.
be a better idea, I guess. I do know you're having one more commitment at 4:30, just within 10 minutes you have to rush. I do understand. So in on that note, I really thank you, ma'am, for giving your wonderful time out of your so busy schedule. I do know your schedule. So thank you so much, and giving insights to our students. And I know from these insights, the students will be benefited a lot out of it. So if there are
Hope
any
so.
further questions, yeah, that's true. And the questions what we receive, I'll just mail it to you so that you can give us the answers for those questions or the doubts for the students.
Yes.
Thank you
Sure.
and
And thank you.
being wonderful participant. Yes, thank you, everyone. Yeah, we will wind up now.
Yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Okay, I went back to all the things it is a refreshment for me, because I lost a touch of agricultural sector and this. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. As you mentioned, you come from the same background and all the researches. So it was
Yes.
wonderful having you over here. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.